Well, let's take a look at what is happening in the markets, and we start off with the JSE that closed about an hour ago, and the local bourse has traded in the green in today's session, starting off the week with a spring in its step. Now we do have the all share up by more than 0.9% on the day, that largely being carried by the resources 10 complex that has surged almost 4.5%. But on the opposite side of the spectrum, we have the industrial 25 leading the losses that we're seeing. They're declining more than 0.75%. Financial 15 softening by 0.25%. Well, joining me for a closer look at what's played out on the market scene today is Phaswane Mphahlele from Makwe Fund Managers. Thank you so much for your time, Phaswane. Of course, the Monday after the markets had a rough day on Friday. And of course, this is after the explosive post by Donald Trump on an escalation of hostilities between the US and China. We are seeing a rebound today across the board in the markets. What's your assessment of the risks at play here and how violently the markets responded to them on Friday?
Yeah, well, Donald Trump, being Donald Trump, came through and it caused volatility. We saw it spike as high as 23. But yeah, he came back, he realized what he's doing. Probably his team has told him that it's probably not the right path. And now he's changed his tone, opening to the willingness. And that's why we're seeing the money machine reflecting a rebound in many indexes. And as they're open to willingness to talk. So right now for us, when we look into the market, it's more of you're assessing what is happening. The rebound hasn't taken everything off the brought all the gains back. So there is some uncertainty. Markets are still going to assess if Trump coming back from Middle East, he will start more disruption. Currently, they still holds that he will meet G and they will not implement that 100%. That is the current status quo. What we know for sure right now is that his current efforts has put yields down and has risen the dollar. And in such an environment, gold is very beneficial amongst other hard currencies. We're seeing it do at all-time highs, over 4,100, over 2%, while doing another good thing, while putting energy costs low. We're seeing oil prices sitting at $63. They're nowhere close to 67, reflecting that global markets are going to enjoy these things. The energy cost to invest and rebuild the economies, along with consumers benefiting. So markets, it's more assessing what Trump's next move is going to be when he comes back.
All right. So, well, let's get into analysis on the JSE companies that came out with numbers today. Starting off with Boxer, they released interim results. Of course, we did see turnover there accelerating by double digits. And as expected, that did not filter down to the bottom line because of the IPO structure. What was quite interesting is that in this economy, the company also highlighted strong like-for-like volume growth. Is Boxer in alignment with investor expectations?
Yeah, I believe it is in alignment. The guy's results just basically cemented the expectation that it is a fast-growing business, a value retailer focusing on key segments of customers that are very resilient even during tough conditions. You're talking about those sales numbers. They are positive momentum. They're taking at the back of those increased volumes and store rollouts. I mean, the guys are maintaining their margin despite the delisting, following the delistings. So looking at the balance sheet, it's all looking at a turnaround, having cash to now have a run where they've paid a dividend to cement the confidence of investors to buy the dip. So as it stands right now, the only people who should be actually looking worried are the informal traders. I mean, the guys are back now with intelligence of data that will help them continue to disrupt the market. So yeah, all good.
All right. Well, another company that saw pressure in its profit line and also revenue is Calgro M3. They, of course, also released their half-year results today. But it seems that the tide is turning on consumer appetite in their residential property development sector, also Memorial Park segment, raking in good cash flows. But it was quite interesting because I saw the share losing almost 6%. And I'm wondering what investors got from the numbers.
I think when investors looked at those numbers, yes, they have profit pressures, revenue declining. I think when it comes to that withholding of that dividend, there's some investors did not liking of that and therefore press the sell button and de-risks. But when you look at the guys, they're talking about timing issues. Operationally, things are still sitting well. And, you can see how some of their stock is coming down. Net asset value is rising. Margins are steady. So the guys are asking for the market for patience. Currently in the short-term market is saying no.
All right. Well, let's get into your stock pick quickly, Phaswane. What are you choosing today?
For my stock pick, I'm going to go to my previous winner, DRT Gold. I'm reloading on that back to my max position. The investment thesis still holds, that the money flow is coming into the bond yields, suppressing them lower. Expectation still holds that we're going to get cuts in interest rates, and that is good for hard currencies, precious metals like gold. We're seeing all-time highs. Even others, platinum, palladium, you can go through them. And so I'll be taking DRT Gold. They're well disciplined in their operations, and they're printing money, and I love money.
All right. Me too, Phaswane. Me too. Thank you so much for your time and for your analysis today and what has moved investors' money. That was Phaswane Mphahlele from Makwe Fund Managers.